What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I'm doing what we do best, another swatch and review. This time I've got the China Glaze Fall 2018 collection, which is called Ready to Wear. It is Fashion Week themed, it is gorgeous. So any of you who are disappointed in the OPI collection, which I recently reviewed, I will link in the cards. This collection will definitely win your heart because this is what I always expect from a fall collection of nail polishes. We've got the greens, we've got the mustard, we've got the navy blue. We have literally all the colors that I love to rock in the fall and I'm so excited about it. China Glaze is definitely my favorite brand when it comes to fall collections. I know that's a very specific thing to love, but they just always kill it with the fall collection. So super excited about today's video. Slightly biased because I love China Glaze, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you all the swatches. All right, let's get started. So as usual, I'm just going to be using base coat underneath all of my swatches to protect my natural nail and keep them from staining. Okay, first up we have AUT, I need that, which is a really dark, vampy, reddish brown shade that has a ton of multi-chromatic shimmer in it. They sort of show up a little bit like greenish, yellowish gold when you're looking straight on, but they definitely shift when you're moving your hand around. Oh my gosh, this color is the epitome of fall to me. I love it. On the second coat, you can get a ton of depth with those glitters, and then they sort of show through that jelly base by looking a little bit orangey, and this is just, I don't know, this is just the perfect fall color. This is this type of stuff that I get so excited from China Glaze because they just rock these unique colors even though they're a mainstream brand. I just love it. Next up we have Pay It Fashion Forward, which is another standout color to me, although I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I feel like I'm gonna rant a little bit in this video because I have never been so in love with a collection as a whole before. I just think they killed it with every single color. Anyway, this shade is a warm toned purple that is packed with little flecks of shimmer. I see some copper, I see some blue, I see some gold. Together they just look so beautiful and unique. This is such like a high class color. I think it looks so cool. It's fun for going out and it's just really beautiful. I got pretty much full coverage in the first coat, but with shimmery polishes like this, I like to get a little bit of depth by throwing on a second coat and just seeing all that shimmer come through. Next up we have HAUTE Blooded, which is a gorgeous shimmery red. When I applied it, I realized that it was a matte polish, which I didn't realize on the first coat. Even though it is full coverage on the first coat, I think I just did too many brush strokes because it does have that matte finish, so I ended up throwing on a second. This is kind of like, it's so funny because last year they came out with a gorgeous green matte polish just like this, and I always joked that it was like a Slytherin polish, and I feel like this is the Gryffindor polish. So totally in love with this. I love when they throw in those matte shades in their collection, and they actually have a second matte in this collection, which I will be showing you very shortly. Next up we have Swatch Out, which is a gorgeous copper shimmer. I love the metallic shades that China Glaze comes out with because they're not usually streaky or anything. They just have so much depth to them. I feel like this just is such a standout, gorgeous color on its own, but it's going to be so nice to use for nail art, and I just love how bright and warm it is even though it's a fall shade. I just think it looks so beautiful. I don't know, I don't have much else to say about it, but I really do love it. It did give me full coverage in two coats, pretty much full coverage in the first coat, but with shades like this you definitely want to throw on a second. Next up we have Mustard the Courage, which is obviously a mustard yellow cream. This is the polish that I was pretty much the most excited for in the collection when I saw the promo photos, and I am absolutely not disappointed. This color is so pretty. I think this would suit any skin tone, even though sometimes yellows and yellow oranges can be a little bit tricky. I just think this one looked so good. It was a tiny bit patchy on the first coat, but once I threw on that second coat I did get full coverage, and I just think this looks like such a perfect fall color. I pretty much want to wear this all the time. Next up I have Central PARKA, which is a gorgeous olive green cream. I am wearing this in the intro of my video, and I'm also still wearing it right now because it is super pretty. I think this color is a perfect addition to this collection. I think a lot of brands this year are just kind of missing the mark on what we see as classic fall colors. This speaks to me. I think this is so fashionable. It looks so good. I've gotten a ton of compliments on it. It was perfect coverage in two coats. It self-leveled beautifully. I loved the formula, and overall just a really good pick. Next up we have Vest Friends, which is described as a moss green shimmer. I think this is such a gorgeous winter color specifically, and once again China Glaze just kills it with these these metallic shades, I love that they sort of have that silver sheen to them. This one looked like it sort of came with a little bit of a jelly base, but once you build that up, it is full coverage and it looks so beautiful and multi-dimensional on the nails. I only needed 2 coats to get full coverage. You might want to throw on a third if you have longer nails because you might get a tiny bit of visible nail line. Just such a stunning color. I really loved it. Next up we have Sample Sizing Me Up, and this is just another really beautiful cream shade. This is like sort of a dusty medium blue, and once I started applying it on my nail, I could really see how it was a fall shade because it does have that dusty quality to it, and the opacity is insane. I just needed 1 coat for full coverage on this, and it looked so gorgeous on the nails. This is another color that I really want to use for nail art. Next up I have You Don't Know Jacket, which is a navy blue cream. I was expecting this one to have a jelly-like formula, but it actually surprised me by being super full coverage and really nice. I think that's the type of shade that I have been missing a lot, and I'm so excited that I finally have one in my collection. Again, this is going to be such a good nail art color, but I love it on its own. I love wearing vampy dark colors like this, and a lot of brands just are not doing enough blues this season, so hopefully we'll get more in the winter, but in the meantime, totally happy with this one. Next up we have Pleather Weather, which is a slate gray cream. This is another one that actually dried to a different finish. When I first started applying it, I was a little disappointed because it was a tiny bit sheer, but as it was drying, I realized that it sort of has this satin finish. I wouldn't call it matte because it's not fully matte. It sort of has this plasticky satin finish is what I would call it. I ended up needing 3 coats for full coverage, which is a little kind of annoying, but the color and the finish are just so nice. I honestly think it is worth the effort, just because when are you ever gonna get this sort of like, it's so nice. It's in between matte and glossy, and it just looks so perfect for fall. I think I can definitely wear this through to winter as well. Totally in love with it. Next up we have Chic Happens, which is described as a lilac metallic. This is the type of metallic that I love to use for stamping and for nail art. They usually tend to be a little bit streaky when you apply them, but when this one dries, it looks a lot smoother and nicer, and I'm really pleased with how it looked on the nails. I ended up using 2 coats for full coverage, and I think it looked pretty perfect. This is probably a color, like I said, that I'll probably just be using for nail art because for me, it's a little too bold to be using on all of my nails, but if you are into that, I say go for it because the formula is super nice. And last but not least, we have the shade Throwing Suede, which is a really, really light blush cream shade. To me, this one actually brings the collection together so nicely. I know people probably think it's the most boring color in the collection, but I just think it's like the really classy finish that you can wear at work. I don't know, I just totally love it. This is another one that I feel like I can definitely use for nail art because it's not a really stark white and it's just soft enough to be a really nice base for any sort of manicure. So I'm actually really pleased with it, and the formula was so nice. Alright, so that's all the swatches. Obviously loving this collection. I love the different textures, I love the different finishes, and I absolutely love the colors that they have. I'm definitely feeling a lot of the fall nail art inspiration, so super excited to see what I can come up with. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my swatch and reviews. Let me know if there's any other fall collections that you want to see. I still have a bunch coming out, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe to my channel because we have fun here and we do lots of reviews, and I also do nail art videos. And I also sometimes do makeup videos, even though I don't love my makeup today. But it's okay. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Alright, so I've definitely said this before, but I'm just gonna go with it for the fun fact. Fall is my favorite time of year. Obviously, I love fall nail polishes because that's my favorite like collection releases of the year, but I also just love the clothes that you wear in fall. I love wearing hoodies. I love being super comfy. I love the weather when it starts to get cold. I love when the leaves are falling and all that exciting stuff. I love wearing boots. So super excited for fall to come. Yes! Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!